What a lazy bunch of kitty cats. And of course, this one's going to be sitting on the paper that I need. Can I have that, Sassy? I'll just take that from you. Thank you very much. Alright. This is how I stretched a 3 to 5 kilogram turkey. Not sure what that is in pounds. 5 to 10 maybe? Not sure. I paid $13.76 for it, and throughout the weeks when I think I made it over, I made it on the 10th of November, and we just used up the last of it yesterday. Obviously, we didn't have turkey every single night. What I did was I cleaned it, and then I sectioned it off in different bags, and then I stored it in the freezer. I figured out what I wanted to make and what roughly each meal that I was going to make took for turkey. So that's what I did. So before I get into all the meals and stuff like that, I just want to start off by saying debone the turkey while it's hot. I've done it where I've kind of like got lazy and put it in the fridge and tried to take all the meat off the bone the following day. It is much harder. This time here I did it while it was still hot, warm, my fingers were still burning while I was doing it, but you could probably do it while it was warm. But the best to do it is when it's hot. It's a lot easier to just remove all the bones and all that. And then it's done and over with, then you don't have to worry about it. So that is my first tip, is to debone the turkey while it is hot. Then I used the drippings and I made a cornstarch slurry, and I just mixed that. I strained the drippings obviously through a fine strainer, and I just mixed it with the cornstarch, and it turned out amazing. Like, absolutely amazing. Better than any store-bought gravy. So that is another tip to try if you guys, I'm sure a lot of you make your own gravy with the drippings, but if not, it's just a matter of taking a little bit. I don't even measure for the cornstarch. I just take a little mason jar, and I put a couple teaspoons of, or even tablespoons of the cornstarch, and I add some water, and I shake it really, really good, and then I just add that to the drippings, and it turned out amazing. You don't even really need, depending on what you flavor and your turkey with, you don't really need any seasonings or salt or anything like that. So, and then obviously keep your bones to make a homemade broth. I just uploaded my video of how I made my homemade broth. I think I kind of put the beginning of that video on with another video, but I ended it with basically the broth and how much I ended up getting from the one turkey, because I did have a bunch of bones that I was cooking all at the same time. I had 3 big pots going, so out of that one turkey that I made here, I got 3 containers, but there was, I believe, 8, I'm going to get to it in a second, 8 different meals that I can make. Now I'm going to quickly try to go over this so this video isn't so long, but first off, what I did when I was cleaning it, before we even ate, I cleaned it. There was like fatty parts and stuff like that. I gave that to the stray cat outside, so he started off, he had a nice hot little meal, because you can't forget about the stray kitties. So that's what I did when I was cleaning it. I just put a couple, because I find the fatty skin makes your broths and your broth, I just find it makes it extra fatty, so I just kind of remove that. That's about the only piece that I remove from the turkey, but the kitty cat gladly ate it. So, in no particular order, obviously, I made turkey with the fixings on the first night, but the way that I have it divided here is I wrote down all the different things that I made, so I ended up with 11 different types of meals. Obviously here I had 12, but I added turkey casserole twice and I didn't realize. So I made 11 different things with the turkey. So the first night we had the turkey with the fixings, the potatoes, the carrots, and all that stuff. And I wrote down one meal. Let's see if it's not quite so blurry. I wrote down one meal, and 3 of us ate off of that one little meal. Then the next day there was leftovers, but there was only enough, like, because I didn't want to go too crazy with the potatoes and the carrots, so I didn't make quite as much as I normally would. Whatever was left, I put into a container with a little bit of turkey, and I can't remember if I ate it. I think my son ate that the next day for lunch. So I wrote one meal, one person. You guys seem like it's just kind of blurry. I don't know. So yeah, so that was one meal, one person. And then I made turkey croquettes. I have a video up on that. I'm going to link all the turkey videos in the description box of this video so you guys can go back and check out some of the things that I made. I just sort of didn't want to put it all together because some of them were kind of like a, I don't know, how-to video, and I just didn't want it to run for too long. So the turkey croquettes, I ended up making, I think there was 18 or 19 of them. Yeah, I think there was 19, and that's how I ended up with the 8 meals. So basically, if you were to, I got my son to try it. He didn't like it, and they're not gluten-free, so Jay can't have them. So I just wrote 8 meals, one person, and basically two, oh my goodness. I think maybe there wasn't. I'd have to go back on my video. I'm not sure how many croquette balls I ended up with, but I wrote down 8 meals. Maybe it was 9 meals. But either way, 2 of them, they're nice size croquettes. You could take 2 of them and pair it with something else, and that would be a meal. So that's how I got, I don't know why it keeps jumping, but that's how I got my 8 meals for the one person. And then the soups, we made 14 different meals with soups. There was gluten-free soups that were made in there. Like here, I got it jotted down. I just, instead of writing like soup 100 times on this piece of paper, here I had a turkey noodle soup that made 2 meals. Gluten-free turkey soup. I made another turkey noodle soup, another gluten-free soup, and then I made a large pot of turkey rice and vegetable soups. So that's how I ended up with the 14 meals. And that last batch of soup that I made with the vegetables made a lot. So for the soups, I wrote 14 meals and 3 people. My son is not a soup fan, but the third person was my mom because I did bring her over a big bowl of it, and she was able to have 2 meals out of that for hers. Then we made turkey fried rice. Jay had made that one night, and basically he would have ate off of that, and then he had leftovers for the next day, so I put 2 meals, one person. Turkey casserole, I made that last night. I believe that was the last thing that I made with the leftover turkey. So that made 12. I was able to section it off 12 times. So one hunk of that is plenty for a meal. I had some, my son had some, and there's about 9 of them, I believe, squares that I froze and I put into the deep freeze for later use. And I wrote 12 meals, 2 people. Turkey sandwiches, I wrote 2 meals because I had 2 different sandwiches at different times. I don't know why that, I don't know if I'm gonna have to go back and see, because every time I move it seems like this screen jumps and it's kind of driving me nuts. Alright, so yeah, so the sandwiches, there was 2 sandwiches and I wrote 1 person. And then here, a hot turkey sandwich. There was like, again, 2 meals, 1 person. I had a hot turkey sandwich, I believe maybe 1 time for lunch and 1 time for supper. That's just what I felt like eating that day, so that is what I ended up getting with that. Then I have a video on the turkey burgers. Those turned out amazing. I would definitely recommend those turkey burgers. And basically, I made enough. My son tried it. He didn't like it, so that there was enough for the meal that night that I made, and then there was leftovers, so I put 2 meals for 2 people. Jay made a pizza the other day. It was gluten-free, and he added turkey to it, so that was 1 meal, 1 person. And then I made the turkey broth, which was 3 containers, but 2 of them are huge, and the other one was a medium size, so I could get probably, I put 8 meals because that would be like 8 meals of soup. I put 3 people because if I decided to make like turkey, chicken and dumplings, for instance, my son would probably eat that, or chicken stew or something of the sort. So, but I just went with 8 meals because I figured 8 portions of soup for, like we'd be able to get at least 8 meals, 8 big bowls of soup out of that. So that's what I put for that, and that's how I came up with that. So um, that is how I ended up with the 11 different types of meals, croquettes and soups and rice and casseroles and stuff like that. But meal wise, added all those meals up, and there was a total of 53 meals that I got out of that one little turkey. Then I wrote whole meals per person, single served meals, 53 meals, and it fed 3 to 4 different people. The reason that it fed 3 to 4 was because that fourth person was my mom. I included her because, like I said, I brought her over a container of soup. And it comes to about 26 cents per serving per person for that one meal, whether it's, the soup or in each turkey sandwich, or, whatever I put in the croquettes, and just different things like that. So that is how, I don't know if that is quite accurate or not. I don't know if I did the math properly for that. Obviously, I paid $13.76 for the turkey, and I divided it by the 53, so that's how I ended up with that. Obviously, for the croquettes, because I did include 2 of them in those 8 meals, it probably would have been like 13 cents per each croquette worth of turkey. But anyways, I'm not gonna lose too much sleep over that. But overall, this is what I ended up getting with that one turkey, so I'm quite pleased with myself. Obviously, turkey goes a long way, and out of this, obviously my favorite was the turkey burgers. I liked having the turkey with the fixings. That was good too, and all those turkey soups and stuff that I had. So that was, and of course you can't go wrong with a hot turkey sandwich or a turkey and mayo and mustard sandwich. So that is how I stretched my turkey, and I believe that is all the things that I wanted to talk about for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and thank you guys so much for following me on this kind of little series, I guess you could say, for the how to stretch a turkey. Like I said, all the videos that I made for this concerning the turkey will be linked in the description, and you guys can go check them out if you've missed any of them, or you're curious on how I made some of these things. Go ahead and check those out, because they are worth it. So thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you liked this video. If you did, give me a big thumbs up. Leave me some comments below how you thought, what was I going to say? Let's edit that. How you guys would, was there things in here that you guys said oh, I wouldn't try that, or would there be things that you guys are interested in trying, and how would you guys have stretched a turkey? What things would you guys have made? What kind of meals do you guys like with turkey? Goodness, I'm having a hard time to speak. I really don't like the look of this. I don't know if maybe my screen is dirty or wet, but anyways, so that is my how to stretch a turkey video. I hope you guys will give it a shot, because it is well worth it. Like I said, this turkey was on sale for $13.76. It wasn't a brand name turkey or anything. I just kept, basting it, and it turned out delicious. Super, super good. And I'm kind of craving turkey now, even though we've eaten all this turkey. One thing I will say though is the croquettes, I still have some in my freezer. I ate a bunch when I made them, and then I pulled some out the other day, and I had some as well, and I have them all individually bagged up and in a cereal bag in the freezer, and they're good too. I don't know that I would make them again, just because they're good, but I don't know that I would make them again. It's just, you kind of learn when you make these types of things. You kind of learn what you like and what you don't like, and what you should have did, what you shouldn't have did. But those turkey burgers, man, I will definitely be making those again. So, and I'm going to try it when we have, I have a whole chicken in the fridge. I might even try making some chicken burgers that way, because it was so yummy. Alright, thank you guys for watching, and I'll talk to you later.